Yes, good afternoon. Welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi news. Today's date is Friday, the 6th of October 2023, the year of BSV. Buy BSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online, the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin. Here we go, let's get into it. So this is what we are talking about today. There's a quote here saying, Satoshi Nakamoto copied Craig Wright, wonder why? And then we've got two images here from Craig Wright's thesis at Northumbria University from 2007. And then Satoshi Nakamoto's Bitcoin white paper, internet at 2008. So there were links attached to this. So thanks for everybody for posting all this information out so I can report on it. But here are those very articles. Let's take a look. Oh, well, actually, this was prior to that. So this was an in-depth analysis of proof of work calculations in the Hashcoin white paper. And then sort of titled Exploring Alternative, or subtitle Exploring Alternative Strategies by Satoshi Nakamoto on the 15th of September 2007. Abstract, this white paper aims to critically analyse and expand on the calculations presented in the time chain white paper, with a focus on exploring alternative strategies using mathematical models and simulations. Interesting, so this was called time chain. So I think this was probably Craig's first attempt at releasing a white paper of sorts, because he did confess to thinking about what he was going to call it. And one of the things he said he was going to call it was time chain, because it's a time-stamped server network of immutable data. So really interesting, this one. Let's just read the introduction here. I can't really read all of it. Digital transactions will be significantly impacted by the advent of decentralized protocols, primarily attributed to the calculations outlined in the Hashcoin white paper. These calculations form the foundations of the proof of work mechanism that governs the addition of new blocks to a public ledger. I think that's while the original calculations have proven to be robust and effective, increasing need to be scrutinized and explore alternative strategies that would either enhance or complement the existing system. This paper aims to critically analyze the mathematical foundations laid out in the white paper. Furthermore, it delves into the explanations of alternative strategies that could be employed to achieve consensus in a decentralized network. The paper uses mathematical models and C++ simulations to validate. There we go. Right, so let's have a look at the actual white paper in 2007. Here we go. So this was posted to papers.ssrn, and down here it says Craig Wright, or Craig S. Wright, payment providers and intermediaries as defined in the law of the internet. Dated here October 30th, 2007. And it gives you the link that it's available to. And if you click through it, here it is. Check it out. Northumbria University. Payment providers and intermediaries as defined in the law of the internet. Author Craig Wright. University registration number. So I think it's on page 6, where you can see the infamous what should we do? Plagiarizing. Here we go. Let's have a look. There it is. Look at this. Look at this. So highlighted in blue here. In a similar manner to the web, a purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a payment intermediary. And remember, this was posted in 2007, and let's check that to the white paper. Here we go. Oh my goodness me. A purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. Oh my goodness me. And remember, this is the legitimate white paper released on the 31st of October 2008. Oh my goodness me. And this other one in 2007. So this means that Satoshi, who wrote the white paper, has plagiarized Craig Wright. Oh dear, it's not looking good for all those doubters who want SegWit shitcoin and all the other shitcoins to prosper because they don't do anything because they want to protect the US dollar. Dear oh dear. And it was at Electronic Cash also said, here things start to get interesting. Craig says he has bank receipts from the purchase of Bitcoin.org domain and that the bank keeps it for a period of up to 25 years. The payment for the Bitcoin.org domain registration delivered from my credit card. The site now takes Bitcoin, but it didn't back then because Bitcoin hadn't existed yet. Such is the ultimate irony of to all of it, CSW. Argue all you want about the nature of evidence, but there is one simple point I can categorically prove. The source of the funds that went to pay for the Bitcoin.org domain registration on anonymousspeech.com, delivered from my credit card. More importantly, the same records remain current and valid. CSW, and then he's written a Medium article here. And he said, it's also important to remember that Craig won the UK copyright to the white paper in the Cobra case, and Cobra lost the right to appeal. I'm very curious how this will turn out. So let's have a look at this Medium article that was written by Craig on April the 12th, 2019, entitled Evidence and Law. It's funny, the cypherpunks want to demonstrate that code is law. In part, they think they can back me into a corner. They think that they can support their assertions by making me sign something publicly. As such, they have a whole plan about keys and how it suits their purpose. Little do they understand, law works differently. The important thing to understand is law is law. Code, programs and algorithms in any form is merely evidence. Bitcoin was designed to work within a common law framework. I studied law to a point where I completed my master's degree in international commerce law from Northumbria University, UK in 2008. At that point, I was still not a lawyer in any case. I'm a member of the Society of Legal Scholars now, and I've taught law in the past. Subsequent to my Masters of Law in 2012, I did training to be a barrister and trained to be a solicitor, although I never completed the practical experience or worked as one. I'm now doing my doctor in law. You see, ownership of keys is not proof of anything other than possession of a key. The call to have a precedent based or derived on or from a key signing is dangerous to say the least, and any competent judge would not base law on such basis. We are not talking about a registered digital signature, and even if there is no such thing as non-repudiation. I've said many times before, it is a key aspect of law. No matter what someone claims, an individual always has the opportunity to repudiate. I won't cover all of the details of it here, as it is really about evidence, law, and goes into far more detail than my post shall. And it is not how Bitcoin works. You don't have a key that is associated with an identity in the format that something like PGP uses. Although some people have used foolish single key systems in Bitcoin, it is against the design of the system. Bitcoin was developed in a manner that used keys once and only once. It is incredibly ironic that people think Bitcoin is in any way about anonymity. I wouldn't stop people trying to hide behind Tor, but such is not the purpose of Bitcoin. Bitcoin was birthed using a credit card payment. The record of the same payment are required to be kept by the banking system for 25 years. It hasn't been that long. More importantly, I claim the expenses on my tax in the 2008-2009 tax year. You see, a domain purchase in August 2008 is within the Australian tax year, but I was audited, which ended up going to court. Woo! I mean, this is just phenomenal, but just to give you an idea of how desperate all these shysters are to get Craig to sign, like they're even singing about it, trying to provoke him into signing. Listen to this goon. This is absolutely hilarious.
Craig Wright is not Satoshi. 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 Craig Wright is a liar. Craig Wright is not Satoshi.
I mean, it continues. It's absolutely hilarious. They're literally trying to bait him to sign and get him to pop the largest financial bubble in history. Because those who corrupted Bitcoin by implementing SegWit and securitizing it, turning BTC into an economically worthless security offering, do not want to be, they don't want the fingers pointing at them. I mean, literally, can you imagine like all the amount of wealth that people are going to lose when they realize what they've done? They do not want to be holding the bag, and this is why they want Craig to sign. Oh my goodness me. And remember, this is all about the largest court case in financial history, the cabal that corrupted Bitcoin, masquerading as COPA, calling themselves the Crypto Open Patent Alliance, versus Craig Wright, i.e. Bitcoin, on the 15th of January 2024. Stay tuned and we'll bring you more. And until then, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.